Ricky the Mouse was no ordinary mouse. He had a big heart for adventure and an even bigger curiosity for mysterious places. Every alley, every forgotten corner of the city was a potential discovery for him. But one foggy afternoon, he stumbled across something he'd never seen before: a crooked antique store wedged between two towering office buildings. The store looked ancient. Its sign hung slightly askew, the paint peeling away to reveal the wood underneath. Dust coated its windows, obscuring the treasures inside. But Ricky could still make out strange objects scattered across the shelves: old maps, faded photographs, wooden boxes with cryptic carvings, and antique clocks with intricate designs. There was one object, however, that stopped Ricky cold. A giant old clock stood in the center of the shop display. Its face was golden, etched with swirling designs that seemed to twist and turn before his eyes. "I've never seen anything like it," Ricky whispered to himself, pressing his tiny paw against the cool glass of the window. "I have to know what secrets it hides!" Gathering his courage, Ricky pushed the heavy door open, the creak of its hinges echoing through the quiet shop. Dust danced in beams of light streaming through the window as Ricky's tiny feet padded across the floor. The air smelled of aged wood and forgotten stories. He made his way toward the great clock, his eyes wide with curiosity. Just as he extended his paw to touch the ornate surface, a strange sound filled the room. Tick-tick-tick, it grew louder, louder. The air seemed to shimmer, and before Ricky could jump away, the clock's frozen hands began to spin wildly, faster and faster, until they blurred into a golden whirlwind. A bright light erupted from the center of the clock face, engulfing Ricky completely. He squeaked in surprise as his tiny body was pulled toward the light, tumbling forward into the unknown. Whoosh! When Ricky opened his eyes, it was as though the world had changed around him. He was no longer in the dusty antique shop. He was standing in the center of a bustling old city, surrounded by cobblestone streets and horse-drawn carriages. Men and women walked by, wearing clothes that looked like they belonged in a history book: long coats, flowing dresses, and hats of all shapes and sizes. "What just happened? Where am I?" Ricky gasped, spinning in circles to take in the unfamiliar world. His tail twitched nervously. Before he could find answers, an older man with a long coat and a peculiar top hat approached him. His eyes twinkled with recognition as he bowed slightly. "Ah, another traveler," the man said warmly. "Welcome, young adventurer, to the city of the past. It seems you've stumbled upon the magic of the old clock." "Time travel?" Ricky squeaked, his whiskers trembling. "But how do I get back? I don't belong here. I need to return to my time." The man's face grew serious. "The only way to restore the clock's magic and return home is to retrieve the key of time. But be warned, others seek it too. One of them is Lord Darko, a dangerous man who wishes to control all of time itself." Ricky's determination flared. He clenched a tiny paw into a fist. "I'll find the key. I'll protect the future." And so Ricky's daring quest began. The city was full of wonders and dangers. Ricky darted through alleys, jumped over puddles, and avoided the traps Lord Darko set to stop him. The villain, cloaked in shadow and mystery, was always a step behind, his booming laughter echoing through the streets as he chased Ricky through markets and beneath towering clock towers. Finally, Ricky arrived at the towering structure where the key of time was hidden, in the gears of the immense city clock that stretched high above the rooftops. But there was one last challenge. A shimmering lock guarded the key, and etched across it was a riddle. "I am something that is counted but not a number. I am something that is lost but not seen. Who am I?" Ricky's mind raced, his tiny brain working fast as Lord Darko grew closer. Think, Ricky muttered, tapping his paw against his chin. Then his ears perked up. "It's time!" With a click, the lock snapped open. With a click, the lock snapped open, and the gears of the great clock began to turn. The key dropped from its perch, glowing with golden light. Ricky grabbed it just as Lord Darko lunged for him, missing by inches. Whoosh! Time swirled around Ricky once more, pulling him back through the vortex. Colors blurred, sounds twisted, and in the blink of an eye he was back in the antique shop, the clock standing silent before him. Was that real? Ricky wondered aloud. Then he reached into his pocket and pulled out the key of time. Its golden glow hummed quietly in his paw. Ricky grinned, his adventurous spirit burning brighter than ever. It wasn't a dream, not at all. As he scurried out of the shop, the antique seemed to shimmer with a new kind of magic. Ricky, The little adventurer had unlocked a secret few would ever know. What other mysteries might the world hold? Ricky was determined to find out. So, what would you do if you found yourself in Ricky's position? Would you risk solving the puzzle and facing time's challenges? Or would you try to escape? And if you could travel through time, where would you go? Back to the past or forward to the future? Don't forget to like and subscribe for even more daring adventures. Ricky's journey is just beginning.